Hello teacups, welcome back. We're here with Chantal's live. I was going to say video, but it's a live. It's always a live. I've saved it as the wrong name, but I do believe she called it It's Over, Moving On. That's the live stream we're doing today. Ever since I read it, I've had that cover Adele did of a Sam Cooke song. Do you know it? That's it, I quit, I'm moving on. That one. In my head the whole time. I have cut this live stream down because it was 3 hours long, but actually all the kind of new information was near the beginning and then near the end. She did start talking about what had actually happened in the last like 15 minutes of this live. So there's a big old chunk in the middle cut out that I ain't dealing with. So let's get into it.
I should wash my face.
That'd be nice.
I tried.
How did you try?
I don't know how.
You don't know
So
how?
I'm doing it with spit.
Spit is not washing your face. Any kid knows when their mum goes, come here, you got something on your face, they go, ah, because spit is gross. You don't know how at 37 years old to wash your face. I'm not saying it's unbelievable given the state of your house, but what you mean is you haven't bothered. If you can't get the waterproof makeup off, which is difficult, micellar water, an oil-based cleanser, your Foodie Beauty, you have some indicator in your name that you might have thought of these things. If you don't know how to wash your face, learn, because toddlers can do that.
Clickbait or not? Nope. Not clickbait. If it's clickbait, I'll say in the title, clickbait. It wasn't a very good night. I'll just say that. Question, do you get all of your stuff? No. But you know what? Stuff I left there, I can get. Oh, no, I better not go back there. Oh, fuck. I don't want to get sucked in.
Oh.
I don't want to go into detail because I want to respect his privacy. He's not a bad person.
Oh. Excuse me. You want to respect his privacy? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? You know, I've told you all the intimate details. I released the information by flashing his name on my phone that led to him getting doxxed. I've told you about all the illegal drug use and, you know, all the other stuff. I've drawn you a picture and I've talked, you know, at length about our sexual escapades, but I want to respect his privacy. There is no way. I've just said privacy and privacy. I do click between both, but I've just clocked that I've done it. Here's the thing. This is the point at which I was like, wait, what actually happened here? And spoiler alert, it took until the last 15 minutes of the live for her to actually tell this story. Because the fact that she doesn't want to talk about it makes me think it's a her problem. You know, last week when she had that meltdown, you know, when it's just something's escalated for no reason other than fact that she's quite insecure and it's in her head. That was the indicator I got here. Because there's a dozen reasons that he may have been very disrespectful to her because he seems like a problematic guy. But this right here, I was like, things I buy, things I don't. We're not shopping today.
It's just, I was disrespected. Not like anything super major, but I was disrespected in a way that made me uncomfortable.
I think it's important to understand kind of the level of respect you expect from a partner. I think I could understand why that water might be a little muddier in her case, given that past behaviour is an indicator of future behaviour. So when events like her turning up and his friend throwing a 50 at her to show her to show him her boobs, and then her response being, I'm going to take him upstairs, I'm going to take Egyptian guy upstairs to have a talk with him because I'm not happy about it, and whoops, we had sex. I can see why Egyptian guy may think that the bar is lower than apparently it is. Yeah, because like I say, you get what you're willing to take, and she's been willing to take a lot in this relationship in any multitude of ways. We'll get the story later. Obviously, I've edited this so I know what happens, but this was the point at which I went, wait.
I really thought in that moment, like, am I happy right now with the way I'm being treated? It reminded me of ways I used to be treated, like in bad relationships.
What bad relationships has she had? She's had bad encounters, like her and the French lover dude. I got a lot of questions about that. I don't necessarily want answers, but it didn't seem like a good situation. And we've always had discussions about the things that Chantal seemed to think equal a good encounter that to a lot of people seem hugely problematic. Her vision of what relationships or hookups or anything like that should be seems a little bit warped in a lot of ways and quite immature in a lot of ways. She excuses a lot of behavior as all romantic and hot that is just straight problematic. But when she says I've had bad relationships, she's been with Pete and she's been with BB and the French lover dude as like the one guy I believe she's actually been with. I don't think she's been with a host of other people despite her story times. So if she's been in a really bad relationship for an extended period of time, she doesn't owe us that story, but I think she would have told it to us for content if nothing else.
It just gave me that bad vibe, and I thought, you know what? I promised myself I'm almost fucking 40. There's so many men out there that would treat me the way I want to be treated, so I'm not settling.
I'm trying to phrase this in a way, I'm struggling with my wording here. I'm trying to phrase it in a way that is fair. I think it's possible your standards are unrealistic. Just going by what thought process we've seen play out on camera, in terms of particularly the meltdown last week when, okay, he called her, said, hey, I'm actually, we're not going to hang out tonight because this has happened. A really good friend's come in. It was unexpected. I'm going to spend some time with them. He informed her, and then that spiraled in her head to he's cheating on me in some random orgy. Let me go check his house because I need my weed, because I need any excuse to be over there, and calling him like 15 times and then breaking up with him over text because he was disrespecting her because he didn't want to talk to her every minute of the day and he should have told her what was going on, even though he had actually told her what was going on. And this is the vibe I'm getting from this. You're like, well, it's possible what you expect to happen to quote unquote prove his love is not necessarily a realistic thing. That being said, I can't stand this guy. And I definitely think there are better people out there. And I think regardless of what large portions of her audience think of her, there is someone for everyone. And there are people out there that would like her that are far less problematic than what we've heard about Egyptian dude.
I feel like I just deserve better. I know that sounds bad.
I mean, no, this is the one thing I don't think sounds bad. I think she deserves better than random meth pipe giver. I do think she deserves better than that. And just some of the comments he's made about her, even in jest. We talked about the erosion of boundaries and how I didn't find some of the things he'd said to be particularly acceptable. I think she can do better. And I think everyone deserves better than that. He seems a very manipulating guy.
It sucks because, yeah, obviously I do have some feelings there. I just feel it's what's best for me right now, basically.
I would agree.
I'm not going to say what he did, Cat Queen. I just don't want to get into it.
Yeah, because...
No, he didn't beat me or anything like that, but there's something that just bothered me that I just don't feel that will improve. So, like, I've given it some time. I've told him how I feel.
She gave a weird, like, look that just makes it sound like they had a fight at one point. She didn't sit down and have actual communication. They just had an argument, and I'm guessing she stormed out. Like, whether she means this encounter or whether she means a previous time, I don't think that much thought has gone into it because this is a very different narrative than the one we've been given for the last few weeks. And saying there were some feelings there is very different from how lovey-dovey she's been. And even a day or so ago, she was still saying, well, you know, I'm going to spend a lot of time at his place and he's going to come over. He's going to be really handy around here. So the way she's describing things now, it's a marked difference and it's interesting.
I mean, technically, we weren't ever like, I know I said like, yeah, we were official, but we weren't like official because,
excuse you?
like I said, like I would go back and forth a lot with what I wanted, and he didn't really feel like he could read me, like he knew what I wanted, like I don't know what I want.
She doesn't know what she wants, and it's very difficult to read. He read her like a book in a number of things, but she is very capricious, yeah? So, yeah, what she wants changes in any given moment to what she thinks she can get.
Brittany Marie, did he admit to his Badu profile? I didn't bring that up.
Oh. This was, I think I heard it, I think someone had seen or found a profile on a dating site or a dating app. I'm not familiar with if it's a site or an app or whatever it is. But apparently he still has active dating profiles. So that's what this commenter was asking about. And she's just saying, oh, I didn't bring it up. But remember again her insecurities and how even the other day she was like, oh, well, he's not with anyone else, apparently. And she was talking about how jealous she gets because she's massively insecure. So she needs constant reassurance. And the fact that whether she brought it up or not, there's no way that hasn't been on her mind. And frequently when things like that happen, even if nothing else is wrong, it can sort of set a tone and a tension in the air, which can lead to other arguments happening. So maybe, and again, we know very little about the situation, but maybe that was contributing to how aggressive she was feeling or just how confrontational she was feeling. Not to say she was being that way from her description of what happens later. It doesn't seem like it. It just seems like things were a little off. But stuff like this sticks with her. So it's very possible that it was affecting how she was thinking.
I don't care.
She does care.
It sucks. It really sucks. It does, because I really like spending time, but at the same time, there are things that stress me out a bit. Yeah, exactly. I could see those behaviors making me fucking miserable in the future, and no.
I don't know specifically what behaviors she's discussing here, but when I consider her 14 calls and a breakup text in, driving the street to supposedly go get her stash and kind of checking his windows and trying his door, I would say there were probably behaviors of her own that should perhaps be addressed, because even if she doesn't stay with this guy, which I'm totally fine with, I think it's a good choice to move on elsewhere or stay within yourself for a little bit. That's also completely fine. But I think there are certain behavioral instincts she has that really do need to be unpacked with a professional, because she needs to have some kind of emotional toolkit to be able to say, this is how I'm feeling. Let me deal with that feeling instead of burying it with a substance or a food item. What can I do in this moment? And she doesn't have that. That's a skill you have to develop. And most of us develop it earlier, that kind of dealing with emotions. It's part of our emotional growth. But she seems stalled in many parts of her emotional growth. And as I said in my last react, the less she's dealing with things, the less capable she seems of dealing with things. She gets out of practice with them, and she gets terrified of dealing with any emotion. She really does need a process that she can at least try to do in those moments, because otherwise it doesn't matter if it's him, it doesn't matter what the other person's doing, it's going to become something in her head, and that's going to colour every relationship she has.
Oh, I'm not telling you guys.
She does tell us
what you're thinking. I don't allow people to treat me like that. Like, I know I say I don't have any, like, I'm not going to allow people to treat me like that. You know, I've been through this kind of thing a long time ago, where it's like, you just let people treat you a certain way.
When you're insecure, you put up with a lot, because you think, okay, I can't do better than this. And I'm glad that on one hand, she's going, no, I deserve better. But on the other hand, she's not necessarily seeing things particularly clearly, I don't think. Can I also discuss a little bit how she's baiting her audience with this? Because it's been such a talking point, she would have to mention she's no longer seeing him. But if you're not willing to talk about it, either make it a community post or make it a recorded video and be done. She chose to do this as a live because she's lazy and this is the content she does now. But she's constantly going, and I cut a lot of this out as well, being like, no, it wasn't that, no, it wasn't that, because she wants her audience to guess, a while ago, when she was trying to tell a story and people were like, well, okay then, she was like, no, I want you to ask me. I want you to want me to tell you, when she was talking about some of her Tinder stuff. And it's the same energy here. It's that I don't necessarily want to talk to you because it doesn't frame her that well, but I want you to want to know, and I want to see that you want to know. So I'm just going to feed you these little breadcrumbs, say, no, we want our privacy, but don't give me my privacy. Ask me. I want to be sure you want it. And as an audience member, I get irritated with that. I'm like, tell me, I want to hear it. You want privacy, you have a right to privacy. But don't come on, be like, there's something going on, but I don't want to talk about it on camera. We don't need it.
I just laughed, like, I woke up, I got up, like I slept for a little bit, and then I like came home. I think it's just like conflict of maybe personality a bit, the things that are important that if I ignore now, they're gonna be a problem, you know? And I feel like certain things about me annoy him too. Like, I'm just not that type of girl. Like, I'm not a sub, or I'm not...
This is the only reference she really makes to it, but he wasn't a dom and she wasn't a sub. Yeah, and I don't think she has any real knowledge on how that community works. I'm not particularly well versed, which is why I'm not discussing it in detail. But from the comments that I've had from people who are within that community, it doesn't, like, him being quite domineering doesn't equal a dom in that sense. And so I don't think she has any idea of what a sub is, or what it really involves, or any of kind of the rules around it. So I just didn't like her referring to this that much, because I don't think that's what she was. I think what she's saying here is based in a fair amount of assumption based on misinformation. So it just a tiny note. That's all she does to mention it, so we won't beat a dead horse, but...
Do you know what I mean? Like, men piss me off very quickly, and I voice my opinion, and no, sorry. Time to work on me.
Wouldn't that be nice?
So we can Euro bees, Mary Jo.
Oh, she goes back to that idea.
Take some Benadryl. I still need to get some. Can you believe it? I still haven't done that.
Speaking of looking after yourself.
I still need some. Should we go shopping today? Get some stuff at the pharmacy?
Nice.
Actually, it's like a past spot. It's like late, so I can't even get in touch with my doctor today.
I can't tell you how enraging this was. You talk about looking after yourself. She's now completely out of her medications. She doesn't have a puffer. She hasn't been on her Ozempic for over a week now. She hasn't had her hormone patches. She mentioned hormone patches. She's meant to be on antidepressant medication. She mentioned she had to go get her antidepressants, so she's out of those. Bear in mind that all of these medications have their own system for coming off them. So going cold turkey, particularly with a combination of meds, is never going to be good for you. And just say, no, I don't have them. And the over-the-counter stuff with Claritin, she could get that at a grocery store. It's over-the-counter. A ton of supermarkets here have medicine sections where you can get them. And all of these things are to help her. Like, she must feel terrible coming off these. If nothing else, the allergies. She's constantly putting her face in a cat. And she's allergic to the cat hair. So to say, oh, well, no, I can't be bothered for over a week to get a pill that's going to stop me from blowing my nose, from like the itchy back of the throat, from the sneezing, that has been just torturing her for the past week or more. And I know everyone in the comments is going to scream, it's because she's on the drugs. But she's also got allergies. And we've seen her just like eyes streaming on stream. And you're like, it's so easy to do so. Why would you choose to suffer when it's so easy to pop a pill? This is literally a case where a pill will help you. Go get it.
Okay, I will.
It's not okay. Your body needs them.
I gotta test my blood.
Oh yeah, that would be nice too, given that she hasn't been taking her Ozempic.
And yes, I'm sad a little bit because I keep thinking about it. So my blood sugar was pretty low yesterday. What did I eat yesterday? I don't even think I ate. I had a few grapes at his house.
She does tend to say, oh, I fasted for that day, or I didn't eat that day, and like, that's fine, that balances everything out. But she didn't eat because she wasn't feeling good, because she ate all of that McDonald's and the 3 Thai meals before it. So she'd had so much food the previous day, she didn't really feel that, she probably felt like crap when she woke up and didn't feel the need to eat. So when you go, oh, okay, that's fine, it's only going to play havoc with your blood sugar even more, because it might be low now with no food because it's a fasted temperature. It's a fasted reading for a while, but it means you're just overwhelming your body and then not starving. She's not going to starve, but then just giving it nothing. And your blood sugar levels are just going to be pinging all over the place. Just eat reasonable things in reasonable times. Keep your blood sugar level. As far as I understand it, that's the important thing.
Where's my pen? I fucking clean my pigsty.
Oh.
Make it my haven.
You can hear all the mess every time she goes to grab something. So the table in front of her must be covered again. And because it was only that she cleaned, everywhere is still a mess.
Make it my sanctuary. 8.1. Just pretty low.
It's pretty high. 6.5 to 7 is considered diabetic level, I believe. I think I'm remembering that correctly. So after an entire day of not eating, it's still 8.1. Is it as high as like 15 like it was before? No, but she hasn't eaten yet.
It was like 14. It's like half. That's pretty good. But I didn't eat anything like yesterday and today, so. Should be lower. Not if you're diabetic, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to go right back, Mimi, link into the 1 milligram, I think.
That's the Ozempic. I mean, how about talk to your doctor? Because I'm guessing when they put you on it, they were slowly increasing the dose for a reason. And she wanted to talk to a doctor about how it was making her feel a bit sick. So I don't, just like, hey, talk to a professional. Maybe.
No, we were in bed and he was pissing me off about something. And,
I'll still leaving those breadcrumbs.
Acting mad.
Don't forget, guys.
I just got up and I got my shit and I said I'm leaving. Like, I don't think you believe me. There's not a members only Discord yet, Canadian Timbit. I'm gonna work on that.
She's gonna work on that when she works on a time warp, on her diet, on her health, and on her walking and planning in great detail her Eurobees. That's when she's gonna work on that.
So what happened was, when I left, I texted him from the car and I said, what did I say? I'm like, I don't want to see you anymore. You super disrespected me.
Okay, she just said it wasn't anything too bad and now he super disrespected her. Doesn't sound like emotions were involved at all.
Have a nice life, your loss.
Wow. That sounds
And then
awful.
I woke up to a text just saying thanks. Like, nope.
Can I just say, given how reliant she is on attention, how reliant she is on just trying to get a certain type of response to satisfy her, that must have drove her crazy.
So I wrote, and you're not even sorry. To top it off, you're not even sorry for how you treated me.
And this, she goes into a rant and kind of smooths over, she wrote back. So after he texted her that, because it wasn't good enough that he wasn't as affected as she wanted him to be, so now she's angry typing back. And I'm like, so I'm guessing that she tried to have an exchange and he was just like, okay, no, this is not worth this.
That's too bad, because I actually, like, whenever I care about somebody, and all you have to do is treat me good, and I will give you the fucking world.
Okay, so can I ask, did Rena treat you bad? You remember Rena, who was throwing that New Year's party, who asked you to come and said, okay, please come, I want you there, but please don't agree to come and then flake, because when people do that, all the message you're sending is, I don't care about you. What's important to you is not important enough for me to show up. And then after promising her she wouldn't, she stayed in the hotel room on New Year's. Like, I'm guessing floors away from whatever party Rena was having. And so what did Rena do to you? Did you not care about her? You'll do anything for her, but you won't show up to an event that you specifically said, I definitely won't flake on. There's holes in your story.
Like, whatever I can do for you, I will do for you. I'm a good friend that way. I'm a good...
ask Rena if that's true.
Partner that way. But I know when people try to take advantage of me. I'm not saying him. I'm just saying in general, like in the past, like when I say that I'm a good person. I know when people like can tell when people are just lying to me or.
Well, you usually can. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. She lies a lot and she's cheated on her boyfriend. So the fear of that happening to her is real, and she can recognize certain things that she would do in that situation in others.
It's just like certain things in his behavior that. And you know what's fucked up? He knew it because whenever I first met him, like the second day, we were in bed and he was like, I don't want to lose you. And I'm like, what?
That's
like the second day.
That's a bit much, but as I've said, Egyptian dude is manipulative and he can read it like a book. So it is a bit much to be like, I don't want to lose you, but also saying, well, I'm like this means that you're then negating all criticism of that trait later on. Because you're like, well, I told you I was like this. And therefore I don't have to change and I don't have to feel bad because I informed you, and therefore any negative impact my behavior might be having on you is your fault because I warned you I was going to do it. And it's a very manipulative thing to do. But, you know, here we are.
He's like, I know I'm going to say something to fuck it up. Or do something to fuck it up. And I was like, nah. Yeah, he was right. He was right. No, I'm not. I'm not going back. So well, that's it. I don't want to talk about him. Like, it's not right to talk about him if he's not here or...
Yes, you're correct. So please tell me what the last 4 weeks have been. 3 weeks? 4 weeks? Around.
Probably doesn't want me to, you know.
Not that it's ever stopped her.
Eurobees! Dax. Did he cry? Not when I was there.
You are greatly overestimating the relationship if you think this is cry-worthy from him.
I think that's why he knows the sex is good, and he knows maybe, like, he thinks I'm going to come back to him. That's what he thinks.
It's a solid assumption based on past behavior.
I know. And, like, what am I going to do? Be tied down? I can't be tied down.
She genuinely can't. Domesticity is a trap to her. And this is why she's always, before always escaping to him, that's why she used to always go on long drives. What she's actually trying to desperately escape is the mundane nature of her life. And she wants to be this wild girl. She wants to have these wild adventures. But in real life, she doesn't have the health or the mentality or the personality to really pull it off as one of those girls. But everything else just feels so dull. And she won't put the work into changing her life so she likes it better. So she's constantly trying to escape it. And one of the things she blames for that in this midlife crisis she's been having since she was about 20 is that, you know, oh, if I am living a normal routine life, I can't do it. I can't be tied down. I want all the affection and all the attention. I want all the benefits of a relationship from the guy, but I don't want the responsibility that commitment would give me. I don't want to be committed to anything because it's a trap.
That's one of the major things I don't want. I guess in my mind I didn't take it as seriously as I thought. I had that one freak out and then I'm like, why am I, no, this is not happening.
It was a pretty big freak out.
This is not happening. I'm almost 40, this is not happening.
Well, it was happening.
What did I leave there? So I left a bit of weed, that same weed. We still have some. I don't care about that. I don't even smoke it anymore. I don't like...
Please don't
not
smoke
really my
it.
thing.
It's bad for your lungs.
A nightgown. No. A tank top. A pair of underwear. I hope they're dirty. I hope they have shit stains in them.
Why? It's so effing childish. Why? Why do you hope that?
A lacy robe. He gave me a toothbrush and he's been using it.
Honey, you've been using other people's meth pipes. I think you sharing a toothbrush, you've shared worse things.
Nasty.
Said the woman who wiped her face with spit at the beginning of this.
I don't have any like animosity towards. I don't have any animosity. I
was being a bit shady cutting that in there because she just wished her underwear on him and then was like, I don't have any animosity.
Duh. I don't want to go back. No.
Then don't.
No, he's bad. Tell me he's bad.
Tell me he's bad because I'm a bad girl and he's a bad boy. So I can want to go back more. If you're not convinced and you want to go back, you're going to go back. No one's telling you shit. Stop wasting our time.
This is the fork in the road, people, okay?
Really?
This is the fork in the road.
Can the fork in the road lead to pre-recorded videos, please? Can it just, on any topic other than this, please?
He's a bad boy. He is a bad boy. I didn't think he was a bad boy, but he is a bad boy.
I don't know why you didn't think it, considering the numerous drugs you've done together.
So, get back on Tinder. No, I still have fucking guys from there messaging me, not giving up. Like, after, like...
That was the whole thing as well. Like, you talk about, oh, he's got other profiles. So does she. And if you've been together every single day for weeks, and you had a conversation, supposedly, on the fact that you were going to be exclusive, that's the point at which you've then said, okay, this is something more serious than the general hookup we thought it was. That would be the time to deactivate your profile. That would be the time to get off. So I'm not going to be like, oh, well, he was on there. If she was also on her apps, like, come on.
Like a month. Hey, how are you? I'm just like, who's this? It's Frederick. I need to just put my ass in gear and fucking work on my life for a straight year. My health, continue to lose weight, and go on fucking Eurobees, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Eurobees would be amazing. But this is the same as the Dominican Republic saying, oh, well, I'm going to go on this holiday with the girls and I'm going to wear a bikini down the beach. Great. If I thought for a single solitary second she was actually going to go to Europe, I would row the boat out into the channel and be welcoming her with a banner saying, come, bees on the continent. Because it would mean her changing her life to do it. And that's why I was all in for Dominican Republic. I was like, you know what? What motivates you is your business. And if you think a trip is going to motivate you to get healthy, please, I will lead that parade of support. But you're not going to do it. So what's the point?
All of this. The only downfall is the lingerie. And by the time I use it again, if I don't have sex with this person, it will be too big.
Well, that's a fantastic reason to have sex with someone you say is massively disrespectful for you. Stop being lazy. Assuming all the hygiene protections are still in place, just fucking return it or wear it for yourself. Feel sexy for you and don't feel sexy for anyone else. But I think considering we watched you down 3 Thai meals with a massive serving of rice and part of a soup. And what was it you got from McDonald's? It was 2 double bacon cheeseburgers, a fillet of fish, a large fry, 2 apple pies, and a McFlurry in a case of munchies mere hours, I'm talking 3 or 4 hours after you consumed the Thai food. I think it might be ambitious to say it's gonna be too big. Now, if it is, great. Fantastic. Congratulations to you. And actually, she's been making good progress with her weight and I want to see it continue. I'd like to see it continue in slightly healthier ways than drug use, but I'd love to see it continue for her. It's a good start. But let's get to the point where it's too big for you and then be concerned about it. We'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Maybe I got addicted to the feeling of just like getting ready and going over there and like having another person, like a man, be like touch you and like, oh, you look so nice today, you know, like that's a nice feeling.
That's a lovely feeling, and that's one of the most legit things she says in this video is her being like, I think I just enjoyed that. And I think anyone would. That fun feeling of someone wants me and I'm going out and I'm desirable and I've got a reason to get ready and have people compliment me and this feels nice. I think that's completely reasonable and I understand why she likes it. So that's not a bad thing to say you liked that, but don't let your need for that lead you down such destructive paths.
Susie Lynn, I don't know why you think we're drug addicts.
Well, I don't know why you think you're not. You've showcased on this channel stories about you taking illegal drugs, which she has been saying for a little bit now she's going to do an apology video for. way too little too late. Like, if it's going to take you this long to think about why you might be sorry, it's clearly not that important for you. Do not do it. It will be terrible for you. Oh, I'm going to apologize about this thing I did a few weeks ago because I've been thinking about it and people think I should apologize, but I don't really feel sorry. It's not that important to me, so I've just put it off for a bit. It's not going to go well. Don't do it. But we think you're drug addicts because a lot of the behavior you've been describing is pretty sus. We've seen you very, very high on other substances that are legal, like THC, which have caused you to tell more stories that you maybe wouldn't have shared quite so much had you been entirely sober. And then you're telling people about the meth pipe you found that you did a hoot of and the other illegal drugs you've done. It's not like they're taking any big leaps here. They're just listening to information you provide.
I'm drug addicts. No, he's not an addict.
You don't know that.
I told you guys we've done stuff, but...
Yeah. Stuff that he was easily able to procure. Leftover meth from somebody, which implies, even if we're to be optimistic and take exactly what he said as truth, implies he has meth parties at some point. And his ability to get, coupled with your description of his physique and the fact that he doesn't sleep, and the numerous suspect jobs he seems to have, and the blood donation he does regularly. Like, there are certain indicators there that ring alarm bells for most people that equal certain assumptions, and it's not a leap to get there.
He's at home laughing at me right now, probably watching. No.
He's not the only one.
Just thinking I'm gonna come back. No, I can't. I'm not going to.
Well, you sound convincing.
Go to Shoppers, get up something, go for a walk. You guys want me to have a very fulfilling, productive, healthy life, don't you?
That would be lovely. I do want
Probably
that.
More than I want it.
Always more than you want it. That's the problem.
That knife emoji should be I'm hyper and you're gonna get it. Are we beezing tonight? Take us to the pharmacy.
That would be nice. Take us to the doctor. Take us to some kind of health care.
No, I don't have my prescription.
We know.
But tomorrow I will.
Tomorrow, right after she makes the Discord and learns how to do emojis and, you know, cleans her house and makes a plan for pre-recorded videos and a plan for her budgeting that she's bound to do leading up to Eurobees, and maybe books her vaccine while she's there. She'll do all that tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll go do my errands. Let's get effing stop and pranking.
Her chat encouraged her to do the worst things, and when she goes, no, I'm not going to do that, they keep mentioning it and they just like to plant seeds and water them.
Revenge? There's not really anything to get revenge on. He didn't really, do anything horrible.
Then why are you wishing dirty underwear on him?
No. Maybe more people will join when they see I get my life together.
Yeah.
They don't want to probably support me seeing going out for D and, you know.
I have no problem with her going out for D, in so much as the context is pandemic. I think you want to have sex. It is your body. I have no problem with it. Just stay safe. Is whether that's the pandemic, whether it's a case of safe practices, whatever it is. Stay safe, please. Don't endanger yourself or others in the pursuit of this. But that's not the reason I have problems with her channel. That's not the reason people in general, I believe, have problems with her channel. So it's all the other stuff she does that she chooses to showcase, yeah? And yeah, taking care of that would be nice. And if people saw that you were making a genuine effort to improve your life, you would have droves of supporters, as you have had in the past. But then you act like you act and people turn. Because it's so hard to support you when you're so unpleasant to your subscribers and to your viewers. And then you turn around and you can't stay on one path very long because you sabotage yourself mercilessly. So then you're shocked. So yes, people would support you if you do the thing, but the chances of you actually doing it?
Neglecting my life. I can focus more on the channel, yeah.
You really could.
Exactly.
That'd be lovely.
I threw up a bunch of times yesterday there. I don't know why. What the fuck?
maybe talk to your doctor. That would have been an excellent thing to call her about that you could have done while reordering your prescriptions.
When's the last time I had blood work? Last time I was in the hospital a few months ago there.
Shouldn't she be doing regular blood work with Ozempic? I'm not sure how regular blood work is when it comes to this medication, but I feel like that would be something they're monitoring. She's got a home blood monitor that she does not use consistently, so she should be recording her bloods there. But she should be getting blood work done, shouldn't she?
I don't know, Chetney, what it was. I just felt like I needed to puke, and I did. And when I threw up, it was like a bit of red came out and then all green.
That could be something totally normal, like she ate a Thai curry and she had quite a few vegetables in that. So it could be just sheer capacity, the amount she ate, she's now throwing up. It could be any of her comorbidities, like her liver, her stomach, her digestive system. It could be any of those things. It could also be the fact that she's now a week or so out of just going absolute cold turkey on every medication she owns because she's out of her prescription. And given that a number of those things, because bear in mind how much she's on, that we know of, she's on the Ozempic, she's on the hormone patch, she's on her antidepressant. Isn't she still on blood thinners? Aren't they for life? I think she's on blood thinners of some kind because she's prone to clots. I feel like there's something, she doesn't have her inhaler, but that's not so much with the withdrawal there. So people, when they come off these things, they're meant to taper. That's why they go to the doctor to make sure they're not coming off all at once, because it has side effects. You might have thrown up because of that. I don't think she is necessarily doing as many of the illegal drugs as people assume. Yeah, I don't prescribe to that quite so much, but I think she's doing a number of things with her doctors in terms of the legal stuff. She did a massive amount of THC, along with all the food and all the drug interactions. That could be sending your stomach crazy. There's so many reasons you could be throwing up, and a lot of them could be signs of something much worse. And yet you can't be bothered to wake up early enough to call your doctor during day hours.
Yeah, I have to mention, when I talk to my doctor, I'm going to say I puked.
Yeah.
Because I didn't drink or anything. It was
She'll do that tomorrow too.
just like all of a sudden, like, oh my god, I'm going to be sick. I don't know why. Probably because I didn't eat.
And of course, that's the answer for everything. There's so many possible problems that you're contributing to. Please just talk to someone.
I feel like cooking something, I think.
And again, me being a bit shady with the edits because she went straight from vomit talk to cooking.
Just relaxing right now. My stomach feels weird. Like, it feels like bad.
Yeah.
Maybe I need an endoscopy to see what's going on in there.
You do not need to waste public resources searching for a reason that is right in front of your fucking face. Start doing any of the myriad of things while taking your medication as it's supposed to be taken without the interactions of legal or illegal drugs. And then tell me if your stomach hurts. If it does, pursue it. If you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing now, don't be shocked that your body's got a problem.
Maybe I did a sexual position that ruptured something, honestly.
Honestly, she's got no idea how human anatomy works. I'm cutting the rest of this disgusting story.
They didn't want me to go for a colonoscopy in the end, Susie.
Which is shocking to me just because she's had so many GI issues. But again, so much of it is linked to her intake. Do the things you're supposed to do and then tell me if your body's still protesting.
Because my CAT scan, but an endoscopy to see if there's anything going on. Because, my stomach hurt ever since then. You gotta be careful when you're out of shape.
You gotta be careful when you're pounding back the equivalent of 6 meals over a 4-hour period. That's something you gotta be careful while not taking your blood sugar medications or any other of the medications designed to keep the patchwork that is your body alive.
I don't have an OnlyFans or Patreon, but I'm thinking of,
Of planning to do something later.
If I continue to puke red. Yeah, I don't barf all the time. It's just...
More reason to be concerned.
It's the macaroni and cheese loaf.
Oh, Christ, I'd forgotten the macaroni and cheese loaf.
I do want to do some kind of podcast. I need groceries. Should I order some groceries for stuff for us to cook?
What a thought.
What should I cook today? There's no more HelloFresh. It's bad. The meat's bad.
She had left it outside on a hot day. Now it does come packed with refrigerated blocks so that it keeps it cool. But there's only so long that can go, so She left it to rot, despite the fact she spends ridiculous money on these things, because she was too lazy to put it in the fridge. Not even let it rot in the fridge, just now it's unusable. So effing wasteful.
Maybe just Greek food. Fuck it, I'll do groceries tomorrow. Oh, guys, I want to go and have some D. I'm so bad. Oh my god,
I'm so bad. I'm such a bad girl.
I need to get this off my brain. Okay. You know why? Because I haven't fully closed it off in my brain. I haven't fully for sure made that decision not to go back.
And are you aware that he also gets a choice in that? This is the second sign you've stormed out of his life for very little reason. In 3 days, is it? 4 days, maybe? It's entirely possible he's going to look at you and go, damn, this isn't worth the trouble. She crazy.
I'd be stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe I should find someone else just to get rid of the...
Oh, speaking of stupid as fuck.
No. I can't meet somebody else right now. I left some stuff over there, but it wasn't on purpose.
It was 100% on purpose. Whether it was necessarily a conscious thought or just something she's done before, so she was like, oh yeah, this is a tie to him. I mean, I'm betting she's still got crap at BB's at this point.
If I go there...
Bear in mind she just said she wouldn't.
And he starts kissing me or something and apologizes, I'm too weak.
You're just too lacking in self-respect. And that's another thing. Don't be shocked that people won't give you respect when this is how you treat yourself. Because it's not just stupid, it's kind of pathetic. And we've seen her insecurities, we really have. And this is just another example of it. Because to her, being alone is terrifying. And I'm not poking fun of that. That's a scary thing, particularly because she was in a long-term relationship. And she's been out of it for a little while now, but she is not confident in herself at all. She doesn't know how to live just within herself and be satisfied with it. And until she learns that, it's going to be really difficult to be successful in a relationship with somebody else. Because as much as other people respecting her is important, self-respect is the most important, because people will give you what you're willing to take. And if you can't respect yourself, you're not going to be able to demand respect from other people. So this here, you hear it like, oh, if I go back and he kisses me, that's it, it's over. Not because this is an epic love story, but because she's terrified she can't do better.
So I don't want to go back and get my stuff. I'd rather just...
Don't.
It's a fucking nightgown, you know? Like,
yeah, it's not important.
Hey, Jordan!
You waste money on more crap than this. You've got HelloFresh rotting downstairs. Just buy a new nightgown. Cancel the HelloFresh.
Man, block the cock.
Please.
You guys are... the thing is, I can't even argue with you. You're fucking right.
It's not going to stop her, but you're fucking right.
I'm feeding his ego. I know. He's got a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Very big one. Not wash my pits for a week. Go over, put him in a headlock with my arm fat.
That's gross, childish, and I've got no animosity towards him, guys.
I want to set up my room later to make a podcast thing.
Oh, this is the thing that she's been saying she's going to be doing for weeks. I don't understand what she thinks she's going to offer a podcast. I know she thinks it's going to be about fat sex, but like her mind was blown by the idea that she could be on top. How many tips does she think she's sharing here? The audio in her videos around the content of what she says, like the noises, the breathing, it's the worst part of her videos frequently. And I can't, in a podcast, that's just distilling it. I don't want that. I'm not asking for it.
What do you think would be the best avenue for my podcast?
I think researching it your fucking self. That's what I think the best thing to do would be.
Spotify. They don't pay you, do they?
I don't actually know. Is there a partner program with Spotify? I don't think there is. But that led to an interesting question. Where do people... Like, if Twitch has a partnership program, I'm guessing people can do it through there. But if you just want to podcast and not stream it, are there sites where you can have an experience and advertising and things the same way that YouTube does? I'm not sure. If there is, let me know. I genuinely don't know about that.
I need to get paid. Podcast with guests. Maybe eventually that would be cool. I don't want to just start it and like not know what.
I mean, she does that with everything else. She starts it and doesn't know what she's doing. But think about the stuff. She doesn't know what she's doing with YouTube. She doesn't know how to do her members only streams. And her, I've got to figure out is I've got to ask my chat, and if the answer isn't immediate and simple, I'm going to do nothing. So I don't see this getting off the ground.
I'm doing. If I do start up the OnlyFans again, I'll just give everyone a month free.
Anyone who subscribes to her OnlyFans having been cheated once and treated the way she treated her subscribers the first time deserves to have their money stolen.
And I want to try to do one like once a week, but that'll be time consuming. I want something very time consuming that I can be productive in.
I'm very confused by that statement because on one hand she seems horrified. She's like, I want to do one a week, but it's going to take so much time. But I want something that takes time. You're never going to do something that requires sustained effort. I think you should. I think it would be an excellent hobby. But that initial response of, oh, that's going to take time, that was the real one.
It's going to move my life forward instead of backward and
that would be
keep
great.
me from thinking about this.
It won't keep you. That's like saying, okay, when you got rid of your car. Well, I'm going to get rid of my car because then things are going to be harder, but I'll exercise more. But you didn't want to. So getting rid of your car didn't achieve anything. It just made you more limited. And the same thing's going to happen with this. Yes, there are ways to do it and you could devote time and it would be better. It'd be a great avenue for better content, but you won't make a sustained effort. So it's all moot.
Start a hobby. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to get into it, you know.
Or pre-record videos. You want something that takes time? Edit. Editing takes time. Do you know how fucking long it took me to edit down this video? It was a long time. Try that.
That's not what life is about. Like, I've been so out of reality. Just like, life is not laying on a fucking mattress all day with somebody having sex all day long.
She's saying the right things, but she doesn't want life to be anything else.
You know? Make a cleaning. I need to make a everything schedule.
No, you need to stop making schedules and start doing it. Every time she makes a schedule, she rebels against herself because schedules are part of things she has to do, and things she has to do are part of the mundane life that she's trying to get rid of. So normal, boring people make schedules, and therefore it's a trap. Just that trap we talked about earlier. It's all part of it. Domestic life is terrifying to her. She'll make a schedule to say she's planning something. She'll never implement it.
It's not that I'm not motivated. It's
yes, it is.
I just feel a bit heartbroken right now. That's all.
Okay. You just told us that there weren't really that many things. You had a few feelings, there weren't that many things. You didn't know him that well. You can't be too heartbroken to do something while also saying he wasn't that important and you weren't legit.
I don't want to go back to food though. You know, I don't want to be obsessed with food again. I don't think I will.
You don't think you will? Okay, I cut a massive part out the middle, so we're getting to the end now. She's always had food through this whole thing. She has at times replaced it with drugs, but she's never given up on food. So there's no, I won't go back. She will. She'll fill whatever emotional hole she has with whatever thing she can get. And if food is the most readily available, that's the one she'll use. So we skipped, gotta be a solid hour and a half out the middle of this, where she was just repeating in different ways everything she had said before. And now she's in her bed. It's about 15 minutes before the end of the stream, and she's going to actually tell the story of what happened.
No, I'm not all happy. I'm not. I'm stressed out. What I do now is important, you know?
And that's terrifying. What I do might have consequences. I'm not ready for that.
You guys are just going to think the worst.
And you're banking on that. You're desperate for that, because if we're thinking the worst, we're going, no, please tell us, we're really worried. So you'll bait your audience's emotions. The few people that do pay for your memberships and are actually worried for you, you'll bait their emotions of this guy that you met under quite suspect circumstances and have frequently done things that you could have been very dangerous for you. You'll sit there and be like, no. Like, that's how you're treating people.
Unless I tell you, it's really not that big of a deal. I think sometimes I'm a drama queen, I overreact.
Sometimes.
I'm making excuses.
Sometimes.
But when you think about it, I just don't really, you know, it's kind of stupid, that's all.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not that. We're not exclusive, like...
She said they had a conversation and they were exclusive and that it was his idea.
I don't blame anybody for speculating at all.
Because I've been feeding that speculation for the last 2.5 hours of this stream, telling you we broke up and feeding you little bits of information. No, keep guessing. No, it wasn't that. Keep guessing. No. I don't blame people for speculating. Of course you don't. You want them to.
You know, this is all my fault. No, nothing bad like you guys are thinking.
But I won't tell you.
No, he didn't criticize me. He's not mean at all. He's very, very, very...
I seem to remember him slapping the hump on the back of her neck and being like, what do you feed this? And telling her she had multiple boobs because of her fat rolls. He may have said it in a joking way, but I wouldn't say he wasn't mean. I think he was manipulative.
He's not demeaning at all.
He is sometimes. Whether you take it as that or not, those words, when repeated over a long enough period of time, jokes become not funny.
Doesn't care about body type. He's not judgmental. He's very open. It's just fucking, like, it made me feel bad because, like, no drugs. We were just, like, it just wasn't a really good day. I felt like he was, like, in a mood, and I was kind of in a mood. When he came in, he kissed me, which was nice. But then, he didn't, like, we usually cuddle and affectionate, and he wasn't like that yesterday. And he didn't kiss me, like, the whole night. And I was like, wait, I was so mad, like...
Okay, so they came in, they're both in a little bit of a mood. He does kiss her, very important later. He does kiss her, but they're not super lovey-dovey kissing all night. That is the current issue so far, and she's angry about it.
Like, seething. Like, you don't even kiss me? Like, what's going on?
He did kiss you. He kissed you. You were both in a bit of a mood, and people pick up on each other's moods, you know? That whole conversation with the app that he hadn't cancelled, she's really insecure. We saw that from her meltdown last week. He went out with friends for a few hours, didn't contact her because he was talking with his best friends, and she was like, he's at an orgy, he's going to be cheating on me. She's 14, you don't want to talk to me all night? No, bitch, I got my friends here. I want to talk to them, and I told you I was going. So this all feeds into the same place. So we don't know what her mood was about, but she is aware of this app. She didn't ask him about it. But that kind of stuff, she's very prone to having it play on her mind. And she's not a consummate actress. So she's not great at dealing with her emotions, which means she's also not particularly great at hiding them because she's got a whole processing issue. My battery has just given me a low battery sign, so let's hurry.
And then we were in bed, and I had my back turned to him, like, kind of like, I guess being passive-aggressive because I wanted to show him that I was mad.
Okay. So no conversation, just I wanted to show him I was mad. I'm going to have to get...
I wanted him to be like, what's wrong? And he didn't even, usually he'll come and cuddle me, or, you know, he didn't do that. Like, it made me feel like he didn't care.
Okay, so again, we've got issues with how she's feeling. She's got her back turned, is, I'm guessing, being very closed off, not giving an indicator physically that she wants affection or attention, just being quite passive aggressive. So when he doesn't chase her, and it's that instinct again, we see it with her in our audience, I want you to want to know, I want you to chase me, I want you to reassure me of your affections. And it just moves on into a relationship with her. And so she's not communicating. She's being passive aggressive and then wondering why he doesn't want to be closer to her. She wants reassurance for her insecurities. And that's what this is.
And he fucking tricked me. Like he was making, he knows I like to cuddle, okay?
Okay.
So you're playing mind games because he's like all of a sudden he was like, you want to cuddle? Right. Like, you know, and I was like,
Okay. That's not a mind game. That's him saying, okay, you seem to want something. And given the basis of your relationship thus far has been mostly sexual and you know, drug fueled, it's not a weird assumption to be like, hey, want to get physical? So you're playing mind games by being like, I'm not going to say what's wrong, but I'm going to sit here and wait for you to notice. And then when you offer me the thing I actually want, I'm going to go, huh, and I'm going to let you guess because I want you to be worried about my feelings, but I don't want to tell you what they are. That's a mind game.
I'm like, oh, now you want to cuddle. When you know that I'm mad because you didn't. So then he was like, you want to cuddle? You want to cuddle? Turn around, turn around. So finally he gets me to turn around. He's there with his wiener, as if to say, like, let's, and like he knew I wanted to cuddle.
Okay.
That to me is disrespectful. It's like, I want to cuddle. You want to cuddle? Here's my dick.
Is it the affection you wanted? No. You wanted psychological reassurance, and he's trying to fix it with sex. Now, it's entirely possible that you've got different pictures of what showing affection is. You don't want sexual affection right now. You want comfort. You're not going a great way about communicating that. And thus far, most of your interactions, as you've mentioned several times, have been sexual. So yeah, okay, he misinterpreted what you wanted. You weren't particularly being very vocal about it. You're being very passive aggressive about it. So to say it's disrespectful, I think he was trying it on and you had the option to say no. And if you were that annoyed, if you had communicated, you didn't need it to get to that point. Now, was it a little bit tone deaf? Maybe, but you weren't saying anything. So it's not surprising he made a mistake. I hate the fact that I'm sitting here defending him right now, but it does just seem like a smaller version. It's a bit of a tempest in a teapot. Like, it's a smaller version of the big meltdown we saw last week coming from the same kind of place. You're not showing me enough affection, so I'm going to play with your feelings and I'm going to make you guess what I want. And when you guess wrong, I'm going to have a tantrum about it.
Kind of thing, So then I was like, you know what? I'm going home. You
so
think
that
was
funny.
I'm going home. And then he didn't try to make me stay.
Okay, and there's the big crime. Oh, you're being very prickly and kind of a pain in the ass, and when I've tried to show affection my way, you've had a tantrum and said you're going home, so I should be begging you to stay. Fuck off home. I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't have a lot of patience for that. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe apart is a better time. We're both clearly not in the right mood for this. Let's take a minute. He didn't beg me to stay. He didn't show me enough affection. He didn't reassure me enough. It's just insecurity talking. And actually, it's not unusual that this would happen for her, and it's understandable given her usual state of mind and how she has shown us she thinks about this stuff, the fact that she is always very jealous. But on 3 weeks of somewhat tenuous connection, you can't expect him to know all of that history.
He didn't try to make me stay. Like, if you care and you know it would make me happy, you cuddle me and you make me stay.
I have people that I care about that I have very much told to go fuck off on occasion. Yeah, because sometimes you're in a bit of a fight and you can love someone but not particularly like them in a moment. And I'm not saying they love each other. I think that's far too strong for where they are. But you can have an affection for someone and they can be being a prick. She's kind of being a prick right now. And maybe they were both in a bad place and maybe it was just a bad day for it. So they had a fight. Couples fight sometimes. But I don't think it's at the point I think she's overreacting here.
But he wasn't doing it. Anyways, I can't explain it. It's the whole scenario.
You explained it perfectly. It just doesn't reflect on you very well.
The whole way, I felt disrespected. I just felt like he didn't care about me anymore. Like, he just wanted me to just take care of his dick and not, like, anything else,
I feel like completely legitimately they have just entirely different ideas of what take care means and I think it's not even an unusual thing. Oh, I have misinterpreted this situation, because men and women never do that with each other. It's very unusual, But this is maybe like being a bit prickly for a day and then having a conversation. This is very much we've had an argument, not I'm going to blow up, go out and send him a breakup text. Like, if you want to go back, which it sounds kind of like you do, I hope she doesn't, but it does kind of sound like that's where she's at. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot here, because every time you do it, it will be less impactful. And then you have to come back all contrite because you're the one that blew it entirely out of proportion.
Just don't marry him. I would never. I'm not playing games with you guys.
So, well, you are. You're playing games with us by like leading us on and leading us on and leading us on and being like, oh, I don't want to tell you. Oh no, this happened, this happened. No, I'm not going to give you details. Okay, I'll tell you. You're very much playing games with your audience there, but you're also playing games with him. And you're kind of playing games with yourself, but there's no winners in this particular game, so just stop.
If you were in this just for the sex, it would be one thing. Then you would both be happy, but you're a loving, caring person and can't be with... Yeah!
Loving and caring, I don't know her 24 hours a day. I can't speak on it. She's a neurotic person. I don't think what we're seeing here is symptoms of love and care. I think we're seeing symptoms of insecurity and jealousy. I think that's what we're seeing.
Annie, that's the thing. Like, if it was just sexual, it'd be heaven for me. Because non-stop, wieners. Anytime I want, anyhow I want.
If you're getting wiener on a regular basis, we should have a more adult word.
I feel comfortable. I can be naked, right on top, fucking spin jump.
I might have to take my eyes out with a melon baller after, but you show me that fucking spin jump. Show it to me.
You know, it's just... I didn't think it was a good idea, Muse Meow, because honestly, I feel like I've shared too much already. I want to get a sex doll still.
Oh. You imagine the next... Like, I've shared too much already, so I didn't want to share this thing that actually would be news. I could have not shared all the other stuff, but I won't share why we broke up, even though I actually did. Also, I want to get a sex doll. Could you imagine she buys a sex doll today and then in a week, his charger ran out. I think he's ignoring me. I'm going to have to check his box. Oh, God.
I need to be upfront with him too, yeah.
Well, it's too late now. You're not together anymore, supposedly, so there's no point doing it now. But yeah, as a general future thing, if this is going to apply to every guy you're with, you need to start looking at it more closely.
He didn't ask me to come over. I didn't talk long. Yeah, he did, Penny.
Oh, he did. He asked her to come over. I didn't realise she'd spoken to him. So we're going to get... I shouldn't have even done this react. We'll get a video tomorrow. No, nothing happened. We're absolutely fine.
I think he's watching the streams. Yeah, probably. See what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't see the same things some of you guys see. Like, maybe I'm just blind.
Maybe.
You think I'm in the wrong? I can't tell anymore. I'm just tired. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
That's where we are. God willing, she won't go back, but it doesn't seem hopeful. She seems very much like she wants to. But I guess we'll just have to see what tomorrow brings. I'll talk to you later.